Yo people, what's happening? This is Wresthings Extra. This is that part of the channel where sometimes we want to say a little bit but we can't say too much. And Alfie, let them know what time it is.
Uncut and uncensored. There's some things we can say and there's some things we can't say.
Can't.
But yeah, enjoy the video.
Make sure you guys like, comment, subscribe and rate us on Spotify and Apple Podcasts. You guys know the slogan. By the Mandem, for the Mandem.
Bow.
Yo, what's going on, man? Wresthings Extra, we're back. We are back, but only for the members, the channel members. Some things and all things. You guys are gonna get this. You guys are gonna enjoy this.
For now, anyways.
For now, yeah.
We've got a very big special guest, man. This one has been pending for time. We've been waiting for this guy to sign the thing.
We marked it on the wall.
Before you cut his hair, we've been waiting for this.
Trust me, fam. We've got the one and only Connor Mills, man.
Mate, it's the fucking mess.
Jeez. Hey, it's a pleasure having you. Look at the extension cord.
Extension cord.
It's a pleasure having you here, man. Honestly, like, we've been waiting for this for a very long time. And there's so much we want to ask you, so much we want to find out. And yeah, you're here, man. So introduce yourself. Let people know where you're from, what you're about. And yeah.
Connor Mills. It's me. I live in South East London, so other side of the river from here. I've been wrestling for about 8 years, actually. Tomorrow.
Wow.
Anniversary.
For 8 anniversary.
Wow. Scary. Time really does fly, eh?
Yeah.
Especially when you're having fun.
That's sick, man. Proper sick, man. So yeah, tell us how you got into it, how you got into wrestling, your humble beginnings. Like, you know, is it something you've always wanted to do?
Yeah, for sure. So, like, growing up, I've got, like, 3 brothers, 1 sister. Always watch wrestling. That's how the story always starts, and it always, like, watching wrestling. But then, like, as we grew up, all my brothers kind of grew out of it, did their own thing. Me and my sister were the only ones, like, still watching it all the time. Then I got to about 14, 15, and then I was like, okay, I think this is what I want to do. As a kid, I was like, oh, maybe I want to be a footballer. Try that, not really good at it. Maybe I want to be a skateboarder. Try that, fall over, hurt my ankles. No good at it. And then one day I was like, I really want to find a school or something. And at the time, like, I think there was only the Projo, like, Progress School, which became Knuckleox, which is gone now, but there's only that in London, and there was another school in Croydon called BECW, which don't exist anymore, but that was where I first started in Croydon. Found a school there, just went one Sunday. The first Sunday I actually didn't even join in. I was a bit too nervous. I went down there and I was like, oh, can I watch and see how it works and whatever. Never forget that feeling, like walking in and seeing a ring for the first time. I was like, shit, this is real, man. Like, it's a weird thing. Like, you see the ring for the first time, like, this is what you see on TV.
Yeah.
I mean, it wasn't as glamorous as a WWE ring, but it's still a wrestling ring nonetheless. But yeah, like, since then, it's just been a weird but, like, real good journey, you know. Don't think I'd change it for the world, you know.
I like that, man. I like that.
I was gonna say, how do you get rid of that apprehension? Because that feeling that you just described, like, I remember walking into, like, so I'm an Arsenal fan. As a child, I walked into Highbury, and it's just like, it almost takes your breath away, like you're here seeing this. I got the feeling as well when I went to, like, a first WWE live event, and then obviously my first indie where you're a lot closer to the ring. Like, I literally walked past and just touched the ring like some little kid. Like, I was a big adult these times. It's real. Like,
You know, people that have come to the country the first time and
This is real.
You see outside Buckingham Palace, the Lions. When you touch your first, oh my god, I'm here. That's how loads of like Riff Pro.
Yeah, how like, obviously you said on that first occasion you didn't get in the ring, but when you effectively did, and you know, whatever the drill was that you had to start with, what was that feeling inside you? Like, was it still kind of apprehensive and not sure, or what?
You know what, I wouldn't say like not sure. I went like, kind of thinking, okay, like, I don't know anything, so like, I feel like maybe I shouldn't get in the ring. Like, I didn't really know how it works, so maybe there was like a beginner's class or something. But then I think there was another new person there that day, and they did join in. I was like, oh, maybe next week can I like join in? I said to them, and they're like, yeah, definitely, like, please do. So I remember like the next week, like, going there, had like some boxing boots, which are like the closest things, like the Lonsdale's closest thing to the wrestling boots, like some shitty like netball knee pads, some shorts, like Dean Ambrose shirt. Went in there and I was like, take my first bump, like stepping there. I was so nervous. I remember for like everyone was watching me, and I was like, shit, looking around. I just went and they just showed me it's like a back bump. And I was like, oh fuck, because the ring was like small, like thin padding, like wood, like stiff as fuck. But I remember doing it. I was like, oh, it wasn't that bad. Like, it wasn't that bad. And then like front bump. I was like, oh, it was okay. And I started running the ropes, and I kept running, like turning the wrong way and shit like that, and getting frustrated. But kind of like, I don't want to say felt natural, but like didn't feel like not normal. You know what I mean? Like felt like, okay, like maybe I can be like pretty decent at this. But it's, I wouldn't say apprehension, but definitely like it's a good feeling stepping in there for the first time. It was like, it felt right almost, you know. I'm not like a spiritual person, like something feels right, or like my destiny or so and so, but like, it did feel like, okay, yeah, this is the one maybe out of all them things I tried.
I'd even say like, even like with your wrestling style, stylistically, I would say like you're one of the best in the UK. I think you've got the best finisher. Honestly, I think you've got the best finisher. What kind of like inspired your style? Did you have like, maybe, because I know you do a lot of like how like kicks, a lot of like springboards, like what inspired it?
So actually, like now I feel like it's the first time knowing what my style actually is, if that makes sense. Like I feel like took me a little longer to catch up to my peers sometimes, and I haven't really known who I was in the ring until like literally over the last year sort of started to click. But like in terms of things that have influenced my style, I'd say like, you know, like I love Nigel McGuinness, like the way he does lariats and stuff like that. Like I loved the way he moves around the ring. But then like kicks, like speedball, like especially speedball, and that was when I was like, I know I never gravitated toward him immediately and thought like that's the style I want to do. But then like as I started wrestling more and more, like doing kicks and like, oh, like this is one particular facet that I'm good at, like kicks and stuff like that. And then like Daniel Bryan as well, like the yes kicks. I remember seeing them all the time when I was younger. Like I love the way he wrestles and stuff like that. And like Will, I mean, everyone will say Will, but like Will, when I first started, I wanted to be Will, but could never do any of the shit he could do. Like never did. Like I think it took me like years to learn how to do a 450, and that's probably the most impressive like high flying sort of maneuver I can do. And even then, like I just don't even like to get too scared to do it now.
But I would say you're quite athletic, so that wasn't something that was innate with you. You've kind of trained to get to the point of doing like some of these more expansive moves.
Yeah, definitely. Like they took a lot of practice, but once I like sort of learned how to do them, so I learned a bit more about my body and my movement, and then was able to do them, like do moonsaults and stuff like that pretty easily now. But even then, like I try not to do them now because I feel like everyone, like there's a lot of high flyers now, and I feel like if I'm doing 450s on the show, Leon Slater's going to do the best 450s. Like, do a moonsault, Will's going to do the best moonsaults. So that's how I try to look at it now, try and like have my own little spin on things. Like everyone's doing kicks, obviously. So now I'm trying to think like, how can I make mine different? How can I make mine look more vicious, or you know? So yeah, doing MMA training as well. That really like changed my style a lot. Like kickboxing, especially. Like I didn't do loads, but like I did enough to sort of learn the technique and like implement that, and like that helped me like add to my style more as well. Because I guess I'm kind of like striker-ish, but never really knew like one particular style or class myself as like one particular style, like technical or high flyer, because there are times I'd go through phases where it'd be like, this week I want to be Zack Sabre Jr. and try and do loads of technical stuff and just do a shit. Then next week like I want to be Will Ospreay and try and do like moonsaults and 450s and just not do them that good. Then another week like try and be like a brawler or something like that. So it just took a bit of time to sort of fine tune them things and take little bits from each one and kind of sort of have my own style and spin on things, if that makes sense. Yeah.
That's it. As well as being a great wrestler, I've also seen that you're also a great storyteller in ring. For example, we were there live at the Mike Oku and Ospreay match, the throwing of the towel, even the whole thing after between the feud between you and Michael, and I think that's what led you to cut your hair, right?
Yeah.
Great. That was amazing. Like
The black trunks and
the
everything.
black trunks. you know what I mean? Like
Trademark heel.
great storytelling. Like, how important is that to you in wrestling? Is that your bag, or do you feel like it's just something that just happened?
So that particular instance, I think that's something that just fell together so nicely, and it helps that me and Mike are like best friends in real life. So like it's real, like it's almost real. Like,
Sorry.
So I think we like drew from the fact that we're actually best mates, and like honestly, like I hope this doesn't come across like I'm like annoyed or envious or whatever him, but he did like exceed me, and like his journey and like the way his route and the way things are going for him has happened faster. So like I'm super happy for him. I'm never like one of them people bitter or jealous or anything like that. But I think because of that as well, use that for the story. It's like now like in Rev Pro, I'm annoyed at everything he's done I haven't yet, and I've been wrestling longer, so in my head I should be doing it, and that like just helped with the story so much. You know, like you said, like I'm not really, I wouldn't say I'm like a storyteller, but that is what wrestling is. So now I've like learned that from him as well, like making me a storyteller. Now when I wrestle, I want to like think about story and think about this and that, which we should be doing anyway. But like wrestling him and doing that with him has really like opened my mind now. And I feel like this year, like, and it already kind of has, it's taken me to like another level, like that level I want to get to. So yeah, that sort of just fell together naturally, and just like Andy Quilden is a very, very smart booker, so he knows what he's doing as well. So like collectively, we just were able to do something really good.
No, I'll probably enjoy that, man.
Story's been sick. I feel like I remember the Rev Pro show that we went to, and there's the period where Michael was the cruiserweight champion and you guys were tag team champions as well. But you can kind of see that there was this kind of like dissension, because Michael was the cruiserweight champion, but he'd like do his big entrance. He'd be right in front of you, pushing you over celebrate, and it's like you'd be the one to make the save and more so win the match for you guys as well. So just to kind of see where it's gone to that match you guys had, that match was ridiculous.
Yeah,
absolutely.
Man. Both of them, like that one and the one we had in like May. Yeah, York Hall. That's my first ever singles, the one in May, and that was just like really, both of their matches were probably like my best matches last year. They just worked and like were just so easy to put together with Mike. Just all of the pieces just fell together when we were like planning it and talking through it and stuff. It's just like, it's nice to be able to like feel confident and like have so much trust in your ability and story and each other that it just falls together so easily.
I like that, man.
Chemistry's important, man. Chemistry's important.
Have you ever had a time, I might be asking too much, but this is for the members, isn't it? Yeah. Have you ever had a time where you've like had a match and the chemistry has been, you don't have to mention names, but the chemistry was just like, oh fuck, what are we doing right now? Let's end this match. You have to call it audible, like, bro, just take it. Just take this match over time.
You know what, like, on the like camps, or like the British camps, I've had like maybe one time it was a triple threat, and like camp show matches, typically singles or tag, there's never multi-mans, because it's just like too much for like average audience already to understand, like more than two people having like a match. So I had a triple threat because something happened, like once someone couldn't make it or whatever, and it was supposed to be a tag, so we had to call an audible like literally like 10 minutes before we went on like triple threat. Now I'm more than happy to go in the ring, like especially from doing the camps, and go in the ring and go and have like a match on the fly. Like tag match is a little harder.
Sorry, let me just interrupt you quickly. When you say camps, what are you referring to? Like
camp show wrestling, like
Butlins and
like,
stuff. I thought so. I thought Haven, let me
like,
clear it up for the people watching. But yeah, I
so yeah, like I'm happy to go out there and call like a match like on the fly, like pretty much not plan it and do it when we're out there. But like multi-mans, like tags, you can just about do it, but then multi-mans, you have to plan something or have some moments, because you can't communicate between three people on the fly. You know, you can't be all three of you huddled in three spots. When it's 1-to-1, you can. Yeah, exactly. But yeah, so I have this triple threat, and what would happen is you'd have on some days you'd do two shows, do one in the afternoon and one in the evening. So you'd put the ring up, take it down, drive to the like next one, which may be 20 minutes away, put up again, wrestle. Wow. So, but on them days you'd have the same matches, so you wouldn't have to worry about planning them or whatever. You know, be a bit more relaxed. So you had the triple threat again later. The first time was so bad, like I literally had to say to him, was like, look, like you're the more experienced guys, like I know, but like can we just have a couple of like spots, you know, so it's not a complete shit show. But yeah, the second one was a bit better, but that was probably the only time I've been in a match and I'm like, oh fuck me, I need this to end now because it's not going well. But other than that, I've never really had anything like, thankfully, like a car crash. I've had bad matches or matches I'm not happy with, or you know, where I've been less experienced and sort of bottled it and they've been more experienced, or vice versa if they're quite new and maybe I've planned too much or wanted to do too much and push them a bit out of their comfort zone or their ability zone at that moment in time. But never anything like awful, luckily.
Well, just on that, what's the like? Say you step into the ring with someone that is, you know, maybe having their first match, second match, whatever the case is. What's the expectation on you to kind of make this happen? And then like, what's the pressure if something goes wrong? Like, by the booker or promoter or whatever, how much pressure falls on you if something goes wrong in that ring with a new person? So personally, I actually like enjoy wrestling newer people, and because I feel like I've had a lot of experience in all different types of matches and scenarios where I've been like really new and I've wrestled someone and they haven't like really wanted to plan or talk about it. And if you're new, like the last thing you want is to feel like anxious or like panicky on the day where you're having a match with someone, or your first match, one of your first matches. And like, you know, so I think personally, because I've been through that myself, like on the other side, now when I wrestle someone new, I want them to feel relaxed. Like I want to get there early, like make sure like they're okay with everything. Like, so for me, I like it because I feel like I can
make mistakes right, sort of that you know happen with me. Like no one was ever horrible to me in the ring or anything like that, but definitely times where like I wrestled people with experience, and I just remember feeling so anxious. Like I know you're relaxed because you've done this a lot, so this is like another day at the office for you. Yeah. It's my second, third, fourth match. I'm really nervous. Like, can we please like put it together so we have something? And they're sort of just walking around and just not bothered or not even there. So if I'm wrestling someone new, I like to just get it early and make sure they're relaxed and that. So I don't feel much pressure because I just want them to feel as relaxed and happy with the match and whatever as possible.
Okay.
Yeah. Speaking of pressure, I wanted to know, like, in terms of like when you're wrestling or before you wrestle, what's your playlist like?
My playlist.
Yeah. What are you listening to get yourself?
It's a mix, you know. it's a mix, you know. I won't lie. So always ASAP Rocky. Yeah. Always. Like, I'm not gonna lie, my favorite rapper.
What song are you listening to? ASAP Rocky? Lord, Pretty Flacco Jody.
Yeah,
that one goes off. No,
Pretty Flacco Jody. I love that song.
You the original.
Wild for the Night as well. The beat just gets me in the zone. Like things that get me like pumped up sort of zone. Like just sometimes like rock or whatever, but not my cup of tea. So like some heavy rap, like something with like strong beat in it that sort of gets me like focused.
Like DMX is. I think that's my I think my playlist, my gym playlist. Yeah, if I'm working out, DMX, I've got at least like 10 in there. I have to, man. DMX. Yes.
10 DMX tunes.
Yeah, bro.
Are you working out? Or are you trying to kill someone?
I can't.
The man's voice is
violent. I feel like that's the best music to listen to when you're working out, right? So something that's hard hitting. And last time Anita Baker come on my playlist, innit? Bro,
I just started resting for 30 minutes.
Yeah, bro, I just chilled on my phone, innit? I'll just like light jogging on my phone, innit? When the DMX is pumping, bro, I'm off. It's gonna give it to you, bro. Nah, it's got this. Yeah,
I think before, like when I'd go gym alone, I tend to go gym with others now. So like, you're not listening to yeah. But before, I'm listening to mostly those CFO made wrestling tunes. Yeah, but it always starts with Kurt Angle.
So that's
first thing on the treadmill. It's Kurt Angle. Like the session is invalid if I haven't heard Kurt Angle first.
Man's in the
That's it. That's the one.
Got the WWE like early 2000s pay per view.
Okay, pay per view one. Yeah.
Let the bodies hit the floor.
The bodies hit the floor.
All of that like. Puddle of Mud, all of them old school ones, like, they get me pumped up as well because I need the lyrics to like gas me up a bit, like make me feel a bit big-headed. So when I go out, I can feel like that when I'm about to wrestle as well.
That's the way to do it, man.
So when you started training, how old were you?
I was 15.
Okay. Yeah. What did your parents say?
So my dad was real supportive, which is good. Like still is now and that, but he loves his work, so I think he kind of wanted me to do what he does for a living. I do it now, like obviously I have a job outside of wrestling, so I do it a little bit now. That's like both my brothers, that's their career. Whereas me, it's like a job, not to like demean it, but obviously it's not what I want like long term as like my career as wrestling is.
Do you mind me asking, is it like a family business? Or?
Yeah. Okay. So it's like a small family business, my dad, my two brothers and me. Okay. So just been running it for about 11 years now.
Oh, sick.
Nice.
Honestly, that's big, man.
But yeah, when I first started wrestling, he sort of always knew I wanted to be a wrestler. So he was just like, okay, yeah. And I think he was more worried just letting me go to Croydon on my own every Sunday.
Who wouldn't be worried? Well, you need a passport to get in that place.
Croydon, you know.
Of course, man.
So some nights he would like pick me up. Where are you? Finished? Are you on your way home now? So getting on the tram in Addiscombe.
Tram.
So how did Destination Everywhere come about? Was that something that just came from a story, or?
So I wasn't actually any part of the original idea of it, or the original three, which were Mike, Oisin Delaney, Charlie Carter. It happened at Frontline. I don't know if you guys remember Frontline Wrestling. It was Will Ospreay's like promotion. He ran it a couple of times at Stratford in like summer 2018.
I know he had a promotion, but I didn't know what. Yeah. To be fair, I didn't think it was called Frontline.
No, I wasn't out.
And then he moved it to like RCWA.
Sort
of like runs that now. Yeah. He used to sort of run it with a few other guys, but RCWA sort of went on a break, I think, around that time, and then he moved like early 2019. He moved from Stratford Frontline to this one of the RCWA venues in Essex, and on the show, I think it was like some tournament thing that stretched over a few shows. I wrestled A-Kid, I think.
Oh, swear, A-Kid.
Yeah, A-Kid, I think. maybe it was Malik. I wrestled both of them on like at that venue like back to back. So it was on one of them shows.
I feel like Malik has wrestled everyone.
Yeah, he has.
Yeah.
Malik's CV is mad, fam.
Malik's wrestled everyone.
And then Mike was wrestling someone on that show.
Smash him. Oh, Mike.
Yeah, okay, yeah, he was wrestling someone on that show, and after the match, so his face, and I think they did like a heel turn half the way through. Then after that, O'Sheen and Charlie Carter came out, and then they literally did a promo, and they we're called Destination Everywhere, and I was just watching. Oh, that's cool, little like new little group they've got there and stuff like that. And then fast forward maybe a year, Battle Pro is running, and then Mike's doing like a big storyline there with Jordan Breaks and the Destination Everywhere ringside, like the NIC, they're ringside helping him every match. And then in maybe the last Battle Pro, or one of the last Battle Pros that have happened like before lockdown, it's like February 2020, I joined them. So but I didn't join Mike, I joined NIC, and Mike, where he lost the belt, he was like sad and wasn't at the shows and stuff. So I joined the NIC, and then we Destination Everywhere there. But then in the lockdown tapings for Rev Pro, so I turned on Mike on my first Rev Pro show in early 2020 as well. And then we had to like, in the lockdown tapings, we're like, what are we going to do? We're going to like go with this or that. And Andy's idea is like, lockdowns happen, we're all sad, we're all made up now, we're friends again. literally just like that.
Yeah,
like on like the little interviews and stuff.
So this is the actual origin story then?
Yeah, so that was like summer 2020, the Rev Pro tapings. So I joined NIC as Destination Everywhere early in the year with no Mike, and then me and Mike made up and we became Destination Everywhere, just us two in Rev Pro. And we like all four of us didn't actually wrestle together until December 2021.
Purpose.
Purpose.
Is that when you guys revealed yourself?
Yeah, that was
sick.
first
That
ever.
was sick.
First ever time, and the only time all four of us tagged together. Literally, it was like crazy that like took so long. We got matching gear, and the other two like respectfully like understand they like retired and walked away. And I was like, oh, okay, so all four of us now have done it, and then we're gone. And then me and Mike split up as well. So it was a bit of a weird little journey. Like never really planned for us four or me and Mike to originally plan together, but then it sort of just fell together. And then outside of that, me and Mike did a few tag matches, not as Destination Everywhere, just as us two, like Riptide, wrestled like the besties, like two American dudes, and wrestled...
Actually, wait, was that for the tag team tournament? The tag team
yeah,
tournament?
wrestled the Rascals as well, and that was sick. That was honestly one of our best
Riptide used
matches.
to come back.
Yeah.
What was that? Brighton?
Brighton.
Yeah, what's wrong with Riptide now? What they're not?
Just not running anymore, like those before lockdown. I think
Riptide, that show was
But
The production was sick. That match
production was crazy.
Keith Lee and Matt Riddle wrestled there a couple of years ago as well.
yeah, it was crazy. Some of the cards they had like Pack as a surprise on one of them.
Yeah.
They had Walter and Speedball, which is one of the best matches I've ever seen live.
Sick.
Crazy, man.
I need to. I'm glad I didn't go to the Riptide show.
That Riptide show was
She was about to. She was gonna go on label like a week. I think it was a week before that.
Riptide was amazing.
I missed it, fam.
Seeing the Rascals.
What's his guy? What's the
Big
guy called
Swole.
again? He's gimmick. Like, he's Black Panther. What's his name again?
How can I forget?
Darius Lockhart.
Darius Lockhart.
Yeah, he was there as well.
Yeah,
Yeah,
he was there as well. Yeah, that was crazy, man.
big man.
I feel like what's missing in the UK is like more factions, man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
More factions, honestly. Like 10 man.
But is it because of like booking and paying all of these people to be on the show?
I think that is a big part of it because like it's obviously like indie wrestling, they like paying everything individually and stuff like that. Yeah. But then like AW and like New Japan, they have the big
Contracted
groups.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, just like a little more, the business side is easier.
people should still like if you're like, it would be a great way to differentiate yourself, innit?
Yeah.
Like if people, I know again money's scarce and you know all these other things, but like if people dip their hand into their pocket to kind of get around the country to kind of form, you know, at least definitely. In front of others that we're a faction, we turn up here. Like you're always saying that these people just come together and you know, it's just not something that we see often here.
Yeah, it's hard because like catch-22, because on one hand, like you said, like financially it's a bit hard to do that, but then on the other hand, you're a commodity, you're the only group, so like, that's what people want to see. Like, you know, what other show they're going to go to where all three of you on all of these like little touring like UK, Ireland, Europe and stuff like that. So you do become a bit like stand out if you're like a group. Then again, booking, if you're like a 3-man group, 4-person group, whatever, every show's now going to need like an 8-man or like tags and singles for you. So
I mean, I guess they could like do angles where, like, say one person in the group is wrestling on the show, everyone else maybe pays their way, especially if it's like London and everyone lives in London.
Yeah,
like pay your way, just come to the show, organize with the booker, like want to run this angle, just run in and attack or something like that. I don't know.
Yeah.
Like I just feel like to kind of get yourself over in other ways, and you know, sometimes you just have to do things a bit more creatively, like yourself. But yeah, factions would definitely be good if we had more of them in this country.
Well, wait, so in the UK at the moment, factions that are 87, United Empire, they're not really active, are they?
I wouldn't say they're
in the UK. They're not UK.
Collective, Soft Pro.
Collective, yeah.
Yeah.
Trying to
Rebellion.
Rebellion, who's?
Yeah, so it's Aiden, Jack Torino, Sky Smithson.
Oh, so yes,
Taylor
that's
James,
yeah.
not
Wait,
Aiden.
didn't she just join that? So didn't she just become a new member at Soft Pro? Or am I just thinking something else?
I don't know.
Yeah.
I know Spike Trevay's got his faction.
Yeah.
Oh, with that with Tate Mayfair's in that. What's one that Tate Mayfair's in?
Spike's got a couple. He's got one in Resurgence, like up north.
Is that the one with Tate Mayfair's?
Tate
Yeah, I knew it. I
Harry
wasn't
Singh.
seeing.
And then he's got he's with Bullet Progress.
Who else did Tate Mayfair's and someone else? Who's
Harry
the
Singh.
Harry
Harry
Singh,
Singh, yeah. God, like, that fashion looks cold.
Aesthetically,
Yeah.
But then he's in another one, Riot Cabaret, the one
Riot
in
Cabaret,
Clapham.
yeah,
yeah,
It's
the one in
him
Clapham.
and Danny Jones and Brendan, the Vultures.
Yeah.
So he's got his little factions everywhere.
And then Mark Andrews,
South,
yeah.
where subculture.
Subculture, yeah.
With Danny Luna and
Flash.
Flash,
yeah,
Mark
yeah.
Webster, yeah. Yeah, there's a few.
We need more though, man.
Yeah, we need more, man. Can we make a
The
faction?
0121 as well.
0121,
Oh,
yeah,
getting that.
yeah.
We might as well start our own faction.
Yeah.
That's it.
Like, I think we should like invade wrestling promotions.
That's it.
But that's what I mean. When we're talking factions, we know that these exist. We want them to do something.
Yeah,
James,
man.
I would like to invade wrestling companies, yeah, and just speak, no wrestling, just speak,
But then what's the payoff?
and annoy people, and the match will come in the end, innit?
We won't even like tell them. We'll just all four of us just show up in the crowd
slide through.
and just like walk through. And like, there's four of us, so security can't
Here
stop
to
all
make
of
you
us.
guys money. Got big draws in this place. No, I like that. I like that. I feel like at the moment UK wrestling is going through a nice transition period. We're seeing a lot of new faces. Wrestling in the UK has now become exciting. Like for example, like Rev Pro is putting on bangers. Progress putting on bangers. A company that we work with, Hustle, amazing show. Are you saying the same sentiment, or you feel like
Yeah, for sure.
we've come from a madness, bro, but now it's
Yeah.
just like it's cruising
Yeah, it
steady.
just feels like there's just so many new people cropping up. It's like people who like have been around for ages who are now like bursting through, like, you know, like they're having a sort of coming out party of sorts, like showing how good they've been for so long. So yeah, like definitely. Like I was just talking to Gabe Kidd on Sunday at Rev Pro. We were just saying how like strong like the Rev Pro roster was. Like on Saturday and Sunday, it's kind of the same crew of guys like on both shows, and it's kind of been for like the last couple of months. And we were like, fuck, this is like a really good team, like strong team. Like everyone knows what they're here for. Like no one's being a dick. No one thinks they're better than anyone. Everyone wants to help everyone. Like everyone's like coming up well and like strong. So like I haven't wrestled for Progress in a while, but it seems like the same there. Like a lot of people in that locker room, they're all helping each other and it's coming up there. And yeah, like you said, like Hustle as well. Everyone's coming up together, and it's good to see. Like, you know, it's good to see.
There's like a unity, amongst everyone, and that's what it's about. Obviously, the fans will speak otherwise, but me, from a fan looking outside in, it seems like everyone's just happy and everyone's just working. Like even the spots, for example, the spot between Rio and I forgot the woman that done it. I forgot her name.
Oh, when they dropped her off the balcony.
Yeah, that done numbers, and everyone was people. Arsenal that were chatting shit about her.
Yeah.
The whole of British wrestling just came out and attacked Al Snow.
Yeah.
You see it and they were just saying that, yo, don't do that. It's part of the show and stuff.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
I just feel like UK wrestling is something to be proud of right now. It was a couple obviously before, but now it's just like
It's gone back to
it's gone back to
it's
the boom.
definitely getting back to it.
Can I call it a second boom?
Yeah, yeah,
100%.
definitely.
Big up Gabe. I'm sure you've probably seen this. His little. I'm sure it's a friendly jibe that he took at the Southern wrestlers, saying that it's all coming back.
I saw
the
Mike
North, and
defend
then I saw Mike kind of bite back and say, obviously I'm doing my thing, Mills is doing his thing, Mambo's doing his thing. Where do you think the power lies with right now? The guys up north or us lot down south?
The Northmen are putting pressure. I can't lie.
That's the
They're
thing.
putting pressure still.
But then, where do we say the North? Because Midlands as well, you know, like Dan.
I think the Midlands are counting themselves as North.
Slater and that, innit?
Yeah. But yeah, they're doing bits as well.
Yeah, so it's, I don't know, like it's a bit of both.
War games!
Definitely.
War games!
Let's do it, man.
Come on, man.
War guy.
Hey, bro, I even bring what's it called again? The one that you write. You know you write what's it called again? The posters. And you write what's the thing they have in WWE? Bro? I forgot the name. Like, the fans. What the fans bring to the wrestling?
Science.
I lost my head. I'll bring signs, bro. Come on, man. East London, West London, all of that.
Destination South.
Destination South. Yeah, let's do it, man. Let's book it, man. War games. Yeah, let's do it, man.
No.
But yeah,
That's the world.
what do you think? Where does the power lie right now in terms of? Obviously, we're gonna say
It's hard because a lot of like the shows are south, like, you know, Progress at the Board all the time, like Ref Pros running around London and like just north of London, like Stevenage and Neots and stuff like that. So in terms of shows, like, I think the strongest are happening like in our Orbital, like in the London area and Greater London and stuff. But then loads of the talent is from up north. So I think there's a balance, you know. I think it's balanced out quite well. But there's some good guys up north. There's some good guys.
yeah.
You got shows like North. You've got TNT. You've got
Yeah.
Sov. Like there's
Sov,
yeah, man.
I forgot Sov is now a North show now, isn't it? Shit.
Yeah.
Okay. So where do you see yourself like in a couple of years? Like, are you looking to go to the States? Are you gonna be in LA?
No, I was gonna go. I was like on the fence about going because I took myself out to New York a few years ago, did a couple of shows there, kind of treated it like a holiday and like had fun with it. And this year I was like, I'm gonna go again. Like, always wanted to go LA, so I'll go and like try and get booked out there and stuff like that. And then time started getting closer and closer to the time, and I was like, I haven't booked my flight yet, I haven't booked a hotel, I haven't done this, I haven't done that. So it sort of come to a crossroad literally about a week and a half ago, where I'd been offered a few shows around like WrestleMania week and WrestleMania weekend here, and I was like leaving them on the fence, and I was like, oh, what should I do? So I had to make a decision. I was like, I'm gonna like bite the bullet and stay here, and then wrestle here, and in the summer I want to hopefully go to the States, and or next WrestleMania like really have it planned properly and probably
Next
get
year
on
is
there.
Philadelphia.
Yeah,
That'll
man.
be a good spot, man.
I went to the New York one. In 2019.
That's Kofi Kingston, right?
Yeah. I watched that live as well.
Oh,
That's
sick,
so
man.
sick.
Amazing.
I'm seeing Batista and like Triple H, like the kid. I was like, that's what I grew up on. Like
Yeah.
WrestleMania 21, I got to see them live as well. It was crazy.
Yeah.
Crazy.
That's a memory you put in your pocket, fam. You see it? You see when I see John Cena come out and if Stone Cold comes out, I'm gonna put it in my pocket. I'm not taking out my pocket ever again. That's something you put in your pocket, fam.
When you do go back to America, are there notable companies that you want to work for? Any dream matches that you want to have?
PWG, Defy,
Yeah, definitely.
PCW Ultra. Like,
I think both of them
PCW.
places, Defy and PWG, just got your name written on it.
Yeah, like I love the way Defy is filmed. It's kind of like
It's like
it's
it's
like
great.
Riptide as well. It's like that cinematic sort of shots. Like sick. And I had one of my favourite matches with Strickland here, like in London, about 3 or 4 years ago now. Like 2019. Yeah, it's 4 years ago now. In 2019 January.
Nice.
And like it's one of my favourites. But now for like I'm a different wrestler than what I was then. Like for like evolved loads, and I'd love to run that back. And I always saw him wrestle at Defy, like him and Leo Rush and stuff like that. And I was like, I want to wrestle him in Defy. That's like one of my goals. So in terms of people like him, Speedball for sure, like run that back. So we did it at Ref Pro, but it's on the smaller venues.
Okay.
And I'd love to have done it on like a bit of a bigger stage, but definitely want to run that back as well.
You and Speed will be sick, man.
Yeah.
That'll be sick.
Even Strickland, like at Defy, that'll be cold.
That'll be cold.
Yeah, there's some matches there, man.
The big one, man. You had a All Atlantic match. Like I think you were the second person, bro. Second
Like,
person.
big up, man.
You was on AWTV, man.
Crazy,
That's
man.
big, man. Like, how are you feeling going into that match? Obviously, we watched it online. We gauged the emotion and stuff, but bro, seeing, do you know what was surreal for me? Yeah, seeing the thumbnail and seeing Taz and hearing Taz say, "Conor Mills versus," that's mad for me. I hope you you save that soundbite. Yeah, because I want to order the mixtape.
Yeah, man. Let's go. Yeah, Excalibur, innit?
Yeah,
Conor Mills.
We're back. This revision.
So how did that feel, bro? Like
That, so I didn't even know it's happening until like maybe 4 days before. So I knew the scramble got announced. So like the winner of the scramble facing in the main event. That's like it'd probably be Ricky, because obviously building Ricky at the moment, RKJ. Maybe it'll be him and that. And then a couple of days before, I asked Dan, I said, hey, just want to know what's happening Sunday. He's like, over in Scramble, and then you and Pack in the main. I was like, what? It's like, excuse me?
Just like that, you know.
Just like that. And I was like, fuck. Okay. And then as well, it's perfect for me and Mike's story, because like a lot of it was when we were tag champs there, he would do that and then have another match on the show, like a singles, and defend the belt. So this time it's flipped, like I was doing like 2 matches on the show. So I come out with him during his match on that show, him and Luke, and I walk out of him in a mirror, and then I like pat him on the back, and then I leave, and he's like, where you going, like sort of thing. He's like, are you not staying ringside? I was like, no, I've got another match.
Got a match,
I've got a match, bro. You got
that, like,
Got a match, Mike.
Some of us are working 2 matches tonight, bro. You're gonna have to go to the back and chill.
patting him on the back, like, really over exaggerating it, like.
Have a good one, mate.
That's true.
But it was crazy, man. Like, it's just seeing like Neville on TV, you know, seeing Neville on TV, like. I vividly remember like staying up and watching Raw after Mania when he wrestled John Cena.
Yeah. Great match.
And I was like, fuck, like see him in person and like talking, putting a match together, and you're about to wrestle him, you're like, what the fuck is my life? Sometimes, you know, like in the ring, watching him walk to the ring, and I was like, just mind blown. And then on top of it all, like icing on the cake, it's just such a nice guy, like one of the nicest people I've ever met.
Really, I've heard him speak, but when I speak, he's speaking of like in character, innit? I can't imagine to be a nice guy, because I've seen pictures of him wearing like glasses in it, and he's like wearing like a jump. Do you see what I mean? Like
wearing a jump.
That's the point.
no, you got to do it. He looks kind. He looks like he wouldn't even hurt a daffodil, bro. Do you know what I mean? He looks like he wouldn't even step on a daffodil.
You actually need help, big man.
No, but like, do you know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
He looks like a nice guy. So yeah, but honestly, that was so surreal, man. Like,
But back to what we were saying earlier as well, just quickly, about like when I wrestle someone new, it's like similar sort of principle there. Like I did that scramble, and that was match 1, and then him was like later on the show's main event. He like come up to me and he's like, I know you've got 2 matches tonight. We'll like focus on that. I have a few ideas written down on my phone. Whenever you're ready, come and talk to me, and I'll make sure we have it and that. And I was like, oh, that's just so like went out of his way to like reassure me and that. And then because of that, I'm relaxed and I have like a better match and perform a bit better.
Yeah.
So that's super nice of him as well.
That's incredible, man.
So I don't know what your personal company preference and all of this is. I'm not gonna get into that and ask you, innit? But that was your glimpse on TV. How is Connor Mills getting back to TV and staying there? Like, what's the plan for that?
Hard, you know. It's like when I watched that back, I feel like it was good, but like it wasn't where I'd want to be if I was on TV every week, you know. So for me at the moment, one thing I'm trying to work on, like physique and like looking bigger and that. And I know now it's obviously changed. It's not like 80s WWF where you had to be like jacked 6 foot 5 bodybuilder. But I also blood pressure through the roof.
I'm gonna raise a roof from the sky. Kill this man.
Kill this man.
I'm gonna run from wall to wall. Kill this man. Oh my god, some of their promos, yeah.
Oh my
so
god.
entertaining. I'm just like, fuck, man.
It's just a time. It was just that time, innit?
Beat red in the face.
Yeah.
And cut. No, do that again. I'm not really feeling it. You don't look angry enough. Let's do it again.
But yeah, so I guess trying to get a little bit like looking more of a athlete, you know, getting that physique down a little more for me personally. I think that's going to help me. And then my promos and my character work is like my biggest like thing that I'm not good at. That's something I really struggle at. Even like now when we're doing podcasts, when you guys ask me, I'm like, oh, I don't really like, you know, I close it off and I don't really open up or talk much. But now I try and push myself to do it. If I'm on a show, I'm like, I don't want to do a promo, but I'm going to go and ask if I can do one, because that will push me out my comfort zone.
That's the only way.
Getting out of your comfort zone is the only way you'll improve.
100.
Yeah, that's like something I need to work on if I want to do TV, like seriously one day, you know, like a lot of these like Raw, AEW, like so promo heavy for a reason. You've got to get people on TV at home to care every single week. So that for sure, I think it's the one thing to get me on TV and keep me there if and when that's like what I want, and if that day comes, sort of thing, you know.
I'm sure that day will come, man.
Yeah, definitely.
Just wear your jacket. You don't even have to talk.
Yeah,
You don't even have to talk. Just go in the ring, wear the jacket, and like, oh, okay, cool. I get what he is.
That investment.
literally
Jacket's an investment.
showing up to the match with Mike at York Hall in December, like wearing it for the first time, and Will like just looked over to me and he goes, "You have to wear that to the ring."
You have to,
Seriously considered it, and I was like, maybe I will. And I put it on right before I was about to go out, and I was like, oh, I just don't feel right. It just feels that weird, wearing like this black velvet gear and then this like North Face Gucci coat.
You're gonna have to get Gucci trunks though.
Yeah, that'll be cold.
When you go for that world title, just go all Gucci'd off, man.
I think I might know someone.
You got the plug.
That guy, yeah, that guy does it. The hood tailor guy.
Oh, what? He makes. Has he made wrestling clothes before?
No, but he could. I'm sure if you tell him, give him the material, he can actually make.
Yeah, I'm sure.
A Gucci print on that. Is that legal?
What? No.
If I got Gucci material and I cut the Gucci material and I'll make it into something else.
Yeah, have you seen the video?
There's a guy on TikTok that does it.
The Louis V, the red Louis V, like scarf, and he turns it into like a puffy.
But is that not illegal?
No, it's upscaling.
Are you sure?
I think if you
The gallery department do it with Levi jeans.
Oh, they do Levi jeans. Yeah.
I guess if he's like
Trap,
did it in bulk and was selling it, then
yeah, that's the issue. But like one of one,
did they do? So for example, they get a bunch of different Levi jeans,
And they
and is it one of one?
Yeah, each one is different.
Oh shit. Yeah. Okay. How much is that then? See, Jesus.
But
I haven't looked into gallery department yet. How much is gallery department?
me that went to.
How much is a t-shirt?
I mean, you're looking at $4.
$4.
Something like that, yeah, 3, 4.
Oh shit!
I said
But
$4.
I know a plug though.
Palm Angel's a bit cheaper, isn't it? So
Yeah. How much Palm Angels?
I think
That's the same.
Palm Angels
when I bought it
t-shirt
for that witch, it was like $250 each.
for that witch.
$250 each. Yeah.
I think the most I spent on a t-shirt is 1/5. And what was that? That was 2 t-shirts to be honest. It wasn't that much. I think it was Ralph. It was Ralph.
Like
£75
Makes
each.
sense though.
Yeah, I like my streetwear, so yeah.
What's been the most you spent on wrestling gear?
Yeah.
Wrestling gear.
So I've been hearing some of the prices. I'm thinking, fuck.
These kick pads and knee pads, which I got about 5 years ago. So I did a Progress show, and it was at Wembley Arena. Like me and Mayhew, we were Eminem at the time, like my first tag partner. And I was like, we need some new gear for the show. We got some I got trunks and he got tights, and that was fine. But we got knee pads and kick pads from like this American dude. And I wanted like, because the gear was white and silver, and I wanted white snakeskin knee pads and kick pads. And like, I was like, the guy showed me them, so I was like, real leather's gonna last longer, but it'll cost you more. I was okay. Then he made it all, and then he billed me, and it's like nearly £400 with shipping just for knee pads and kick pads. And I was like, God. Oh. And then they like ended up ripping anyway and getting super dirty easily, so I didn't even get that much life out of them. So now I just get black kick pads, black knee pads, or like dark colours, because I just don't get as dirty as easily.
Yeah. Now I understand why Stone Cold used to wear dark.
Yeah.
Black.
Black pants. You can get that in bulk.
First ever wrestling gear, just plain black trunks, £14 off eBay.
That's it. That's it.
I was thinking, like, even with that, what Dale just asked, it's just like, how much do you want to, I guess it's how much you want to stand out, really, but it's like, at that kind of early point of your career, would you say now, in hindsight, it's wise to maybe spend that much on
in that particular instance? No, I didn't think it was worth it in the like long run, but I do think it's worth keeping it simple at first, but just making sure it's good quality, like that fits well, like looks clean and like nice, and then you can start adding to it. If you get something super extravagant straight away with like all these designs and patterns and names on, and then you end up not liking it, or that's not who you are as like a wrestler or character, you wasted all that money on gear. So it's good. I just suggest keeping it simple to start with, and then as you start to go, then build on it, then add logo and name and so. Because even now, like, I haven't got new gear yet, I just haven't got around to it, but I've got like my velvet gear, and luckily you can't see it too much, but on the back it's like my skull with like the plaits, but I don't have to cut my hair. So like now I'm like shoehorn myself a bit because I put down gear. So now I need to get new gear again. So yeah, just keeping it simple, I guess, is the main thing I'd say.
Also, with cutting the hair, was it something that you wanted to do, or was it story?
No, it's definitely something I wanted to do for like a long time as well.
It slaps as well.
Yeah,
It looks like handsome lad, bro.
I've heard nothing but good news. It's made me happy. But the reason I didn't cut it for so long, so I started braiding it and like plaiting it and whatever because I wanted to sort of stand out. I was like, I just like cool look.
So wait, how big was your hair then?
My hair was long.
It was long.
You remember, man? It was like here.
Oh yes, it was long.
Yeah, so long, and I had it like long and wet because I was like Triple H when I was younger. And then like super hard to wrestle with it, and I was like, what can I do to sort of have a bit of a look or whatever? And then like my sister just like, braided it with hairdresser, just braided it one day. And I was like, that's kind of cool. And then like she played like 5, and I was like, oh, like maybe this is a look, and people are like, oh, looks kind of cool, like you need to stand out a bit. And and then doing it. But then every weekend, like Friday night, doing it, keeping it in Saturday, Sunday, like Saturday, Sunday, take it out Monday, same thing, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and it's like killing my hairline, killing my hairline,
pulling it back.
And I was just getting like, okay, I really want to cut it now. And I made the shirt that like someone made the logo for me, and I was like, it's kind of a cool logo, so I kept it because it's a bit of a brand. I didn't really have anything else, so I like made some shirts like last summer, and then I got on some gear, and I was like, I can't cut it. And then literally like a week before I wrestled Mike at York, I was like, I'm gonna cut it. I don't care. I don't care if it's on the gear. I'm gonna cut it and then wear a hoodie, and then hopefully, you know, it'll show like a bit of a change.
So when these lot saw you, when you come through to the locker room, like what was the reaction from everyone? Everyone was like,
oh fuck.
Because when I saw the picture, I think the picture went out on I think it's a fan took a picture and he put it on Twitter. Bro, our group chat was booming. I was like, wait, who the hell is that? This what the guy's here. Oh my god. Bro, it was
I think the first picture I saw was after the match, you had a cigarette in your mouth and you had blood in your hair. I was like, wait, who's this? I went to Twitter and I was like, oh shit, it's got the match. This is cold. Like this is. I like stuff like that, man. I like the subtle change that people are able to do, kind of that progressive story.
And I feel like as well, sort of like an evolution of me as a wrestler.
100.
Like you know, like a new wrestler because of it. And I just don't have to bother on shoulder. I can just pour some water in it now.
That's it.
It's so nice. So nice. Easy to wrestle as well.
Yeah. That's lit, man.
Bro. So yeah, obviously now you are helping to train at London School of Wrestling around the corner from here. I've got this weird thing. I know it's not the end of the road for you, but I've got this weird thing when I see wrestlers training. I'm literally saying, like, when I saw your name was announced, I saw Oku's name was announced to train, I was just like, can you lot just focus on your own thing? Like, don't help these people. like, I want you guys to make it.
Like, yo, we go.
Yeah, it's literally like, you see some names get announced, like, no disrespect, obviously I know Eddie Dennis is still, you know, very active, but like, you know, he's obviously, you know, older than you guys, isn't it? Exactly. When I see you guys named it, and I'm just like, oh, can these guys just focus and make it? Like, obviously, like I say, you know, it's not a plan to, but how important would you say it is to kind of, I guess it's giving back as well as, you know, keeping yourself sharp through maybe training others?
Well, yeah, so like, with that said, like, I think training people really helps me as well, because the way I'm like drilling little things like all day, like twice a week, telling them like basic things that I already know and that like second nature to me, but where like I'm drilling them constantly, it reminds me to do them when I wrestle. So if anything, like, is a good thing. I hear what you're saying, like, you know, you don't want to get shoehorned and just sort of get like comfortable being a trainer and then not bother with wrestling again. But for me and Mike, definitely I'd say it's helping us, and like if anything, it's pushing us more to like when we wrestle, think of things we taught or like things we saw other trainees do or see each other teach, and like we keep them on board when we wrestle on the weekends and like during the week. So it's perfect, to be fair, because Friday, Saturday, Sunday for wrestling, and then rest of the week we're training, like just more money as well. So that helps.
Can't complain about that. Oh man.
You got a big match coming this weekend. Obviously, by the time this comes out, like if people listen to it,
I'll be the new cruiserweight champ.
Come on.
There you go. Talk to me about this match, man. You got a match with Robbie X.
I'm looking forward to this one. Yeah, I've wrestled Robbie a few times actually. So the first time I ever wrestled him, he knocked me out by accident.
Oh wow! Concussion.
Like only time in my life like out cold. Like funny in hindsight, I literally attack wrestling at Frog and Fiddle, like this venue in Cheltenham. It's really unique looking. It's like a barn that got converted into like a bar / music venue thing. And there's like this tournament there, and Attack were like one of the first places to sort of like give me a bit of a platform and like trust me and like see that I had a bit of potential in me. So I did this tournament, 3 matches in one night. Wrestled Mambo in the opening round, and then Toman, Lucky Kid now in the second match, and then in the final it was me and Robbie. Had a sick match plan, like all these spots, and then like I just remember the spot. I vividly remember the spot as well. I grab his foot and then backflip him, and he does like a Trouble in Paradise kick. Like wasn't even hard from what I remember. It's just like on the sweet spot, like right on the back of the head, it's just out cold. And then I was supposed to take that and then take a German suplex, but then I take the kick and I'm out. Next thing I remember, I just have my arms around like Mandrews and maybe Eddie backstage, and everyone's surrounding me, and they're like, you okay, you okay? And I was like, where am I? Like, well, I didn't know where I was. And then I was like, concussed bad. That was the first time I wrestled Robbie, but then after that, we had like a few more matches. We had a couple of tag matches that were good. Then we had a singles match recently. I think it's the last match before York Hall, the last Rev Pro show before York Hall last year. So maybe early December, late November. Wrestled each other. It's like a really good match of him. Like the chemistry's there, which is good. So I can feel like the chemistry is gonna like roll into Sunday as well for sure. Like I feel like we're both on like a good level at the moment. Like we've both like got a lot of momentum behind us. In fact, things are clicking for both of us. So I'm looking forward to this a lot. I think it's gonna be a good one.
Looks like it's gonna be a sick match, man. Especially obviously I've seen Robbie X wrestle a few times. I've seen you wrestle many times. Yeah, it's set to be a good match. Yeah. You just said that you like by the time this episode comes out, you're gonna become the new cruiserweight champion. So it shows that there's a lot of confidence there.
Yeah, you need that confidence, especially man. Like that's what will make me a champion. Is that confidence? I think I'm wrestling Saturday in France the night before.
Wait, at the what's called Rixie.
Yeah,
Rixie,
yeah, it's good promotion.
That promotion is that always been there?
It's been around for a while. I'm not sure if they were called something else before, and I don't know. I want to say they've been around for maybe like 10 years or more, but it was under a different name, like something Catch. But,
okay.
But then this show is like episode 13, so show 13, and I think that's only been since post-COVID or like just before COVID. They ran 1 or 2 shows, and then they've been back properly since. But the last show, man, fuck, it was so good. It was Tristan Archer and Will.
The main event. Tristan Archer, what was he?
He wrestled in the was it the Cruiserweight Classic and then the UK tournament?
Yeah.
That's what I remember his name.
He's like a lovely dude as well. Like he's been wrestling for ages, and they sort of said to him, "We're going to book you against Will," and that, and he wrestled Will. 1,200 people. It felt like a York Hall show.
1,000 what?
That's
200
mad.
there. This show, like
in
this
France, we need to go there.
we need to go.
we need to go to that show because when is that?
It says this one's Saturday.
Shit! Saturday,
There's another on May 27th. So they run like around like on the out.
May 27th sounds like bank holiday time.
Can we go?
It's Strong Style weekend.
For
okay.
Progress.
Yeah, for Progress that weekend.
okay.
The only reason I know is because I was going to go because I saw Nigel McGuinness was there and I just wanted to meet him and mark out.
Yeah, he's going to be there. Yeah,
He's got wrestling.
I know. No, it's not. I don't think he's wrestling. He's going to be making an appearance. I know they're doing it with WXW.
Yeah, that'd be cool, man. But yeah, I'm doing this like one on Saturday. I think they said maybe 800 or 900 again. And I was like, what?
Nice.
Like,
Incredible.
did one in January, the first one for them, and it was maybe 400 at this venue. And then they said, oh yeah, we try not to run the same venue like twice in the same year. I was like, really? And they're like all these different
They're not
venues.
trying to saturate it.
And they're like all kind of in the same area, like maybe 40 minutes, an hour apart.
He's in Paris.
Just on the outside of Paris.
Okay.
I couldn't tell you the name of the town. I always get it wrong.
Or near somewhere. I don't know. That's one place I went to in Paris. But yeah.
But yeah, they run like around there, and like every time I've done it, the crowd's just been super hot. It's like I'm really buzzing for the one Saturday as well.
that's
And
gonna be
like,
lit, man.
we've got like a real
Have they got like a
soft spot for
VOD
Europe.
that you can watch back or
They
stuff?
put it up on YouTube for free.
YouTube for free?
They do like Will's matches on YouTube for free. Tristan
Already?
Archer. Yeah, literally put up like a week and a half.
I saw the ring ramp here, and it looked lit.
Oh, it
Looks proper.
Like,
it looked
2003
yeah.
WWE. Like
Yeah.
It's
I had to go
sick.
watch that. Even the poster that they done for Will and Archer, like it was like Will jumping like that and Archer standing like it looked proper. So yeah, I'm definitely gonna watch that
And
tonight.
it's such a nice crew as well backstage, like from everyone, like photographers, videographers, like the helpers, like referees, like the promoters, everyone. It's like sound, man. They're really nice, and they're all just happy to be there and want to get better. So it's a good atmosphere as well, on top of like being 6 shows to wrestle at.
When it comes to production, France are different levels, bro. They're cinema. That's them. That's them. They're auteurs, bro. They're not even direct. They're auteurs, bro. So I definitely feel like you're gonna get something nice. And when I go watch it, I watch it today. In fact,
Yeah, man.
Top of it, man.
So hot. Like Will came out and they're literally just chanting Will Ospreay, like Will Ospreay, with like non-stop. He's just standing in the ring, just not stopping.
Wow.
Like, all on their feet, like crazy crowd.
Yeah, I need to watch this, man.
I feel like the European scene in general is just very like underrated. Like I
It's-
was watching this show in Hungary, and the production, Budapest, like, the production was nuts.
Different level.
Couple thousand people there.
Yeah.
I was thinking, what the fuck? Like, I was gonna reach out to them like this. Fly us out, just shit, man.
Oh, the man go Budapest. I've never been, bro. So
You know what I mean? Like,
I've been
crazy.
to
it's sick,
Hungary.
man.
I went to Prague.
Prague is. I love Prague, man.
She did Budapest a couple of weeks ago. Passion Pro, was that the one you saw? Maybe.
It might have been Passion Pro.
Yeah, they're like again like nice group of guys. Like I did on the Saturday, like a dojo show for them, like in their like training school.
Yeah.
Small, like maybe like 50 people or less. And then the Sunday, like the main show, like a few hundred there. and like sick city as well. It's lit. It's like a good night out there as well. Like everything's cheap. Like it's nice, good time there, man.
There was one. I remember I was telling you guys. There was one promotion I watched in Holland. That I think it was called Amsterdam Wrestling or something like that.
Is it PWH?
It might have been. I'm not sure, but Sammy Guevara wrestled there.
Okay.
But they were using Sammy Guevara as like their main attraction.
Yeah.
Even when you press the information, they're like former AEW Sammy Guevara, and it was actually interesting seeing like them wrestle because they had like a different style. They were more of like submissions and stuff. There was no high flyers, nothing. I watched it for an hour. Obviously, I got bored after a while. No, do you know what? Because I didn't understand the
commentary.
I didn't understand the commentary, and plus my missus was asleep in it. So I was like, I'm just watching this just to pass time. And after, maybe I'll try and find the name of it, man. But they were literally selling Sammy Guevara as one of their main attractions in it. So
even some of these things that we're saying, like when this NXT Europe comes back around, we're gonna see, are some of these places, how many people are going to defer out to NXT Europe, whatever that's going to look like, how much of these brands are going to stay alive, because we saw it done the first time.
They know what they're doing as well, man. Like WXW's booming at the moment. France show I did booming, like Budapest booming. So like they know they've got like an eye on it.
Eye on it.
They've seen it's growing. And NXT UK kind of was NXT Europe anyway.
Exactly.
Like Walter Ilya coming over every month to do, the champion, like NXT UK champ. So it's smart to just brand it under Europe, and then that way they can, I assume, tour around Europe as well. Just make it a bigger brand. So clever on their part, if anything. I hope it just doesn't halt all the good things the other companies are doing.
Of course,
I think maybe more so now the companies will kind of see where it's come from and what maybe like Progress's relationship with WWE. I don't know how it was. Yeah, but maybe it's more of a deterrent of like, okay, cool, leave WWE to do their thing. It's not going to stop us from doing what we're doing. Yeah, you know what I mean, so it should be like I'd be ashamed because there were so many talented people, so many great companies that were there at the time. So it would be kind of good to see WWE compete with the
the companies. Yeah. I think there should be that though. There should be that competition.
Yeah, healthy competition.
Well. Yeah. That's good. And I've always wanted to see, I want to see like a British wrestling company on TV. So something 100%. Like a Rev Pro or Progress on TV. If you don't catch it on
as a live
show, if you don't catch it on VOD, catch it on Channel 5.
Yeah.
That'd be great, man. But yeah, it's just a matter of time, innit? I believe it could happen.
Yeah. I'm a bit perplexed as to what the moving parts are. I guess it's more of a thing of demand. Like, will they have the audience? If they command like a channel spot, like, will they have the audience to watch and make it sense?
I'm sure there's wrestling fans, that come to these shows that work for Viacom, which basically work with Channel 5, work for Channel 4, work for BBC, work for all these channels that you see on Sky that can easily say, listen, look how many people are here. Let's put this on fucking TV. It's possible.
But then how many people in the country will watch?
But then again,
attendance doesn't always.
If I don't, you're right about that. But if I'm a wrestling fan and I'm switching through channels and I switch through Channel 4 quickly and at 9:30,
that switches through YouTube. I watches Dutch wrestling. That says I'm bored.
Let me land. No, but bro, I know British wrestling, innit? So it's different. If I'm going to watch Amsterdam wrestling and I'm seeing, I don't know, Van Persie.
I knew you were about to say something stupid.
I don't know, Van der Hooydonk. I don't know, bro. I'm not gonna. Yeah, you know what I mean? But if I'm switching through and I see Conor Mills and I see Michael Oakley, I'm like, raw. Oh, these men have done well. I want to sit down and watch the thing. You see it,
but that's still because you're educated to a certain degree.
But then again, if you
like, okay, look at ITV World of Sport. Now I know that I don't want to sound disrespectful, but that comes across to me a bit more like wacky wrestling, like studio TV stuff.
United gonna throw
I know, but like for instance, if you're looking at it on the face of it, packed studio, people are in there watching it. They've probably given those tickets away for free. Did it translate into people watching it on ITV? Probably not so much. That's why they got cut. So yeah, I think it's just a bit of that translation needs to come across. But some company, obviously Rev Pro Progress at the forefront sort of thing right now, need to maybe speak to a smaller channel at least and start from there, like to see if it can, put it on TV. I don't know, like somewhere like
they've got that channel, London channel. You know about that?
Yeah.
They do a lot of films. They show films in there. They do a lot of chat shows and stuff. It can easily go there because people watch London Channel. You can go to a barber shop and then London Channel's on. You can go to like pharmacy or the doctors and London Channel's on. People are watching it.
Yeah,
So.
it's just the opportunity. Let it run for a minute.
Plus, it's free as well.
Yeah, so something like that would work.
I'll just say Eurosport.
This was a show as well.
Yeah,
It's not sold now.
I remember New
Sold
Japan.
it,
New Japan was on Eurosport.
Yeah,
back in the day.
back in. And even as of end of this year, BT Sports turned into TNT Sports.
TNT Sports. Yeah.
Wasn't NXT UK on like 5-star?
Yeah, it was on there. Yeah,
yeah.
NXT UK, Monday Night Raw, and SmackDown, but they've stopped it.
Yeah.
For some strange reason, yeah, they stopped. So, and Viacom probably ended their deal.
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah, man, bro. Honestly, thank you for coming, man. This has been brewing for a very long time.
Yeah.
Appreciate you so much, man. And we see you as one of the best in the country, innit? So
Thank you, man.
honestly,
It's
it means
humbling
you a
to
lot.
hear, honestly.
Makes noise for Conor Mills, man.
100%, man.
And plus, it came through the drip. Came through the drip. I think we have to do a video of this. I can't lie. Man's got the Gucci to my left. I can't even. It's blood in my eye, fam. Bro, what's the price? Like, oh shit!
He's got a Prada
He's got a Prada tee. He's got the Jordans there. What's this? Amiri.
Primark.
Oh no, that's calm. I wanted that.
Yeah, Miri. Yeah.
I got the Mary Jeans, bro. Makamiri. But yeah, man, appreciate you coming down. Where can people find you, man?
Instagram, Conor Mills _98. It's me. My only social media.
Oh yeah, you're not even on Twitter. I remember I had to do hashtag for you. I was like, oh, this guy's not dead. What am I hashtagging? I had to do hashtag.
Like it's a movement.
Just you, fam. Just for Conor Mills, I was like, where's this guy? And after, yeah, I realised that you're online. I think Michael told us that you're not.
Might start a YouTube channel.
You should, bro. You should.
Mike's got one. He puts all like his highlights.
Yeah, you should.
Yeah.
People still use YouTube, right? So
A lot of people,
Yeah.
And plus, this YouTube Shorts thing is booming now, so
Yeah.
literally, like,
you can
the
just scroll.
TikTok
Yeah,
things, innit?
formula.
Yeah.
scroll for
Yeah.
time. Even TikTok's good as well.
Yeah,
TikTok's good as well.
Highlights are a good way for people to see the matches.
Yeah.
Like,
definitely.
it incites people to, because especially with the one that Michael done with you lot's match, with the way it was edited and then adding like some of the old videos of you guys and pictures and
Yeah.
cinema. Absolute cinema.
Yeah, you need to get that running, man. Get that running, bro.
Definitely. Yeah, definitely.
If you need any help in that department as well, give us a shout, man. They'll help
Thank you,
you out,
boys.
yeah?
Definitely take you up on that.
Yeah, give us a shout. Drop us a DM, man. But yeah, thank you for coming down, man.
Thank you.
Honestly.
Thanks for having me, boys.
Guys, this has been Wrestling's Extra up in the Nafi.
Oh boy.
And Mex.
Wrestling's podcast.
Hey,
Sorry. I got excited, man.
He jumped.
Come on, man.
He jumped.
Jumps, man.
God, bro.
I've been Conor Mills.
Wrestling's Extra. Some things you can say.
And some things you can't say.
That's
I think we
right.
said a lot.
You just got to the end of the podcast, and if you've enjoyed what you've listened to, enjoyed what you watched, enjoyed the vibes, then make sure you like, comment, subscribe, and we'll see you on the next episode. Bow.